I'm going to say something controversial. Thaddius Warlock does not need to be nerfed in Hearthstone, and I think that the deck is actually extremely weak and easily counterable. I posted my top 5 decks video the other day, and honestly, I completely regret putting Thaddius Warlock anywhere on that list when I'm actually talking about the best decks in the game. I should have had it with the rest of the fun decks, because unfortunately, the data is proving that Thaddius Warlock is not nearly as good as players are saying. I believe this is a sentiment issue where people just don't like the idea that the deck can theoretically kill you by turn 6, because if you look at the data, both Sludge Warlock and Thaddius Warlock are nowhere near the top of tier 3, and it's a tier 4 deck. I really don't think that Thaddius Warlock is that good, and when you check out the data, there are a lot of Thaddius decks that people are trying, but by far, the most popular version of the deck is the Sludge OTK, with about 1,000 games in top legend, with barely a 47% win rate. That is not screaming meta breaker. That's not screaming problematic deck. The only reason why people want this deck nerfed is because it sucks to go up against, and I'll just go ahead and admit it. My win rate against this deck is actually not good. It's very good for the Warlock. I lose to this deck all the time, but I swear to God, dude, I just always have everything by turn 6. So the best way that I can explain this deck is that it's an awful deck to go up against, and it's an awful deck to play, because every time you go up against it, your opponent's gonna have the nuts, but every single time that you play it, you realize why the deck doesn't perform that well, because it's so easily counterable, it's easy to read, and experienced players at top legend are going to be able to abuse its very obvious weaknesses. And to prove this, I'm actually going to include some of my own losses in this video, so that way for you guys that think this deck is absolutely uncounterable, you can see just how you can play around Thaddius Warlock. But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. Let's actually talk about the reasons why this deck is just not performing. So if we look at Thaddius Warlock and top 1000 legend, the only decks that are really seeing a lot of play are the ones that are all in on trying to end the game as quickly as possible. And all of the decks are different versions of Thaddius Warlock, but by far the most popular version of this deck is the one with 1 Hellfire, double Harp, and Chaotic Consumption. I actually don't know exactly what the most obvious cards are, but I think the list with Spiritbomb is probably the best way to go. So this is the list that a lot of people are playing, and I have another list that I'm actually going to be showcasing that has the Glacial Shard in it, but I need to pull that up here. But let me just talk about this deck, and then I will show you guys that new list. So this is by far the most popular list. You want to just mulligan for Thaddius, for Amorphous Slime, for Talon, so you can get these very important cards. And most expensive cards in the deck are the Thaddius and the Slime, so Talon will always draw you those very necessary cards. The rest of the deck is just literally trying to draw out and keep itself alive. This is a deck that is just trying to survive until you do the combo turn, because unlike other Thaddius decks, you don't have to worry about whatever turn that it is. Because whenever you discard it with Amorphous Slime and then you bring it back because of the Death Rattle, Thaddius is going to have its original text, which is odd cards cost 4 mana or less. So that's the reason why you don't really care about what turn you're popping this off, because the polarities are not what's important. The rest of the deck is nothing but playable cards, because every other card is odd and it costs 3 mana or less. So the whole point of this deck is on turn 6, play Amorphous Slime into Chaotic Consumption or Spiritbomb in order to kill the slime, play Thaddius, draw a bunch of cards, play a bunch of Plagues thanks to Sludge on Wheels by damaging it with Plague Corruption, Mortal Coils, or even playing Hellfire. You have all of these sludges in your hand, so that way you can play the Silvermoon Arcanist and then just spam all of your sludges right to the face. Theoretically, this sounds amazing. This is an insanely consistent way of being able to pop off the combo, but there's 2 problems that you have to think about whenever you're playing this deck. Number 1, APM. You just got to be able to do all the actions. But number 2 is the animations. This deck has a lot of animations that you have to wait for, to where there are sometimes you're just sitting there waiting for the game to process, so that way you can potentially make use of a Finley. You can make use of drawing more cards, but unfortunately, this deck is just really, really bad, to where even Finley has like one of the worst played win rates, because when you play the card, the animations simply just take way too long. So the biggest issue with this deck is that it's easily telegraphed. You can easily disrupt it, because there are some people that literally are playing Warrior and are just going to gain a bunch of armor and never play a minion, because they know that you cannot play Amorphous Slime into Chaotic Consumption unless you have a minion to kill on the other side. That is the whole reason why Spiritbomb is in this deck, so that way you don't have to worry about that weakness. But every now and again, like, Spiritbomb is just a little bit too much damage if you are going up against someone that is pressuring you, and And that's why Fellstring Harp is a really good card to have in this deck. It's necessary healing, you have a lot of self-damage, and you just want to make sure that you keep your life total as high as possible. But this deck is really not as consistent as some people are making it out, to the point where some players have decided to actually include a Glacial Shard, an Acolyte of Pain in the deck in order to have extra stalling tools as well as extra card draw. I believe this deck has recently been updated to include one less Acolyte of Pain and instead run 2 Hellfires because the deck really needs removal. So huge shout out to Janos HS for coming up with this list that I believe is the best way to play the deck. But unfortunately, the consistency of this deck is just not there. Just because it can OTK by turn 6 consistently doesn't mean that it actually will. And when we took a look at some of the matchups, just look at how much red and how much orange is available here. It doesn't beat Druid nearly as consistently as you would want it to. It doesn't beat Rogue anywhere as consistently as you want it to. And it doesn't even beat Warrior that consistently. Like, what exactly is this good into? It's good into other Warlocks. It's good into Paladins because you just have removal and even more removal. And then it's like kind of okay against Death Knight every now and again. Like, this deck just really doesn't feel like it has that many positive matchups outside of the Mage matchups, apparently. Mage and Paladin are the only classes this has the best win rate against according to the data, and we're not even seeing Paladins and Mages. Those are probably the 2 classes that I am seeing the least on ladder right now. So I really do believe that this deck is actually a high skilled deck to where you really got to know what you're doing in order to get the wins. But unfortunately, a good player can just falter by bad draws, getting countered by Cult Neophytes, and having to worry about a bunch of armor to where you're just never going to have enough damage in order to get there. So unfortunately, I am going to say I would not recommend this deck. I would actually say that this is a deck you want to keep yourself away from, but if you want to have that APM challenge and if you're just really like playing combo decks, then maybe this is a deck you should try out. It is pretty fun in order to learn the turns and to do these big APM combo turns, because playing cards for 0 mana is just a fun thing in the game. Some people absolutely never want 0 mana interactions to be a thing, but if you want my opinion, I think that these are the most fun decks in the game because you get to do a bunch of crazy stuff all at once. But I really do believe that this deck is probably something that you should play for fun. I don't think it's the meta breaker that some creators are calling it out to be, and I definitely do not believe this deck needs to be nerfed unless people just really want this deck to be nerfed so that way they never see it ever again. It would get nerfed for sentiment reasons, not for power reasons, because this deck is just simply not a meta contender. But don't forget, if you do enjoy this kind of content, feel free to like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and check out the Patreon in order to get deck optimizations, coaching, as well as shoutouts in future videos, if that is something that you are interested in. So thank you so much for making it to the end of this video, and we'll see you for the next one. What matters is getting Thaddius, getting Slime, and getting Talon. Destroyer Garrosh. Dude, that is a sick skin. 666 with the warrior looking like that? Bro, I am scared. I am scared, bro. Am I ever supposed to keep the harp? I feel like the harp's not a bad keep here. Let's take a look at some data. Harp is kept 71% of the time. It really doesn't have that good of a mulligan win rate. I think it's warrior, it's kind of even worse. So yeah, Talon got an 83% mulligan win rate. Oh my god. The deck is carried. Yeah, I guess we don't keep harp. I have 800 games on Sludge Warlock, and I have not climbed with it since my first 3 days. I just love it so much. It's a fun deck. Playing cards for 0 mana is just fun. There's no other way to describe it. Bobby is officially no longer a thing. Let's rejoice. Everyone put a let's fucking go in chat right now. Let's fucking go, dude. Bobby is out. What's Bobby? Bobby Kotick. Or whatever, however the hell you say his last name. The guy in charge of Activision. He's no longer in charge. I can now say without having to worry about Activision reprimand that Bobby Kotick can lick my left testicle. And I would not let him lick the right because he's a bottom feeder. He's a bottom feeder that feeds off of other people's talents and work. And he's quite literally threatened people. That's something else to keep in mind. He's quite literally threatened people. I find it funny that this deck draws good. It's absolutely brain dead, like a little harder than Treants, but counting when your draw is mediocre. Dude, that's the thing about this deck. Like, it's about if you can win when the game doesn't flat out just give it to you. I like decks like that, but this deck's a little bit more streamlined in some instances than I would prefer. Okay, so I can shard to get it out of hand, draw 3, discard a card. Finley is probably a card I have to keep. But hold on a minute. I already have the Sludge on Wheels. I already have this. I already have Fracking. I actually don't think we get rid of the Finley. Because I want these 2 cards for the combo. Yeah, I don't think we set up Finley. Because we got Sludge into Mortal Coil into this, which gives us 3 Sludges. And then Fracking deals the rest of the damage. We can easily just win the game next turn. If I can find a way of killing off the slime. So I need Spirit Bomb or I need Chaotic Consumption. Okay, well this can draw into the Arcanist or the other Sludge. Alright, so this is pretty good. What if Bobby Kotick was the last stand before Blizzard axes HS Esports? I don't think that's going to be a thing. Hellfire. See, this is when the deck gets difficult. I think I have to start with a tap, and then worst case scenario, I can play Hellfire into Mortal Coil. Then I don't have... I mean, but I'm gonna get the other Sludge or the other Arcanist. HS Esports isn't gonna be a thing? No, it is gonna be a thing. There's an announcement that we're literally waiting for. That's why I think that, you know, your statement about saying Bobby going away before they announce that they're axing it, I don't think that's true. If anything, they're waiting for Bobby to leave before they say anything about it. You were just memeing? Put in a Kapla or something so that way I know. Another Mortal Coil? Okay. Okay. I still need a way of killing my slime, but I did just get rid of a Hellfire. Maybe I was supposed to hold on to it so that way on turn 8 I can kill off the slime. Another Harp? Oh my god, dude, come on. Furnace Fuel. I think I actually need a Fracking now, because I'll be able to draw into the other Fracking. There's the Chaotic Consumption. I need him to play a minion, dude. But he's never going to. It's a lot of damage.
Rotten to the core.
I think we got this.
Gifts of the arcane surge within me, arcane surge within me.
Yeah, we got him. He spent the entire game trying to not play a minion and just gain armor and win. That's just not gonna happen. This deck has way too much gas. Good lord. Okay, so we got the Talon. We're going up against... Oh my god, it's Gallon. Wait a minute, it's a Hearthstone designer. I have to beat him now. No mercy. Maybe shouldn't have kept the Harp, but I like the idea of keeping it. Okay, never mind. Double Harp? I really don't want that.
Your holiday has come.
Alright, Gallon. What is he playing? Gallon doesn't like to play the simple decks. He likes to play the awesome decks, as I would call them. He likes to play the cool Hearthstone decks. Yeah, there's no way he's playing Treants. He's got to be playing some kind of like Ramp or Dragon Druid. Not my Gallon. So I'll tap, play Torah Guide. Then I have 0 mana tap and to play this for hand space. Reno, wait, he could be playing Echo Druid. Wait a minute, that's a good assumption. He might be playing Nature Echo Druid. He's literally had nothing these past couple of turns. Either that or he's got really bad dragon draws. I mean, we're assembling the combo here.
Stay alert, my children.
Yeah, he's just playing dragons, but he didn't have the ramp. Look at how slow this deck feels when you don't have the ramp. Isn't it just kind of insane?
Nice to meet you.
Okay. Next turn, we can play the Talon. We get the Thaddius. We have the combo to get the Thaddius on the field, and we're not really doing anything. Do you always harp on one? It depends on the matchup. I don't think you're always supposed to keep it.
This is not what we stood for.
So now we've got the Thaddius. There's no way he silences this. He's not playing the Echo Druid. I think he's just playing Reno Druid with a few dragon duplicates, or maybe he's playing Levick Druid. Okay, so it is Reno, right? 'Cause that's the only deck that plays Fizzle.
Stay alert, my children. Danger.
It's dangerous. There's the Arcanist. I don't have card draw. Like, I can do the combo, but I don't have enough to kill him, and I don't think I have enough to actually cycle through my deck. I could just go ahead and play Hellfire. I don't think it's even that bad of a play, because it puts him off the board. I could get some trades, and I could save Spiritbomb for later.
Rotten to the core.
If I really need card draw tools. I don't want to have to rely on fracking a Furnace Fuel at the bottom of the deck. This is really uncomfortable, dude. Like, I don't have what I need. I feel like if I get Scourge Supplies, I might just have to go for it, though. If I had double Sludge, then maybe. Am I misplaying here? I feel like I'm misplaying. It's just because I don't have the combo by turn 6. Go figure. Yeah, you can't pop off too soon. And as of right now, I only have like 2 damages on this, potentially 4 or potentially 3 if I do it this way. And that's 6 sludges. That's not enough to kill him. Dude, what? Gowan has done nothing. He's like actually done nothing this game. Okay, this is getting a little... What the hell, dude? I think I have to fracking, and then I just have to play this. And then I just have to go for it next turn. What if I get rid of a Furnace Fuel, though? I have to do this first. Okay, yeah, give me that Scourge Supplies. And now we actually have gas to potentially play Finley to get the rest of the deck. Okay, I think we're fine now. So next turn, we start with Slime into Chaotic Consumption. Because he's got to play a minion. He's a druid. He's got to play a minion. Draw cards, play this, potentially do this, then Finley. Okay. I'm worried that I'm not going to have enough here. I'm using my entire brain right now. Okay, so he did play Reno.
It's against me.
He's like really desperate to play around the combo. What is a card I can get rid of and not care about? Technically, it'd be Finley. We definitely can't go for the combo, so what am I supposed to do? I could throw away a Silver Moon Arcanist, but I feel like that's just bad. It looks like I have to throw away the Plague Eruption. That is such a good card, though. It literally gives me 4 damage cards. I need those. Maybe I just get rid of fracking, because I'm gonna Finley anyway. And then I can get rid of whatever card I find from the fracking. But I also could get rid of, like, a Sludge on Wheels or a Slime. But if I do get those cards, I get to keep it. Okay. God damn it. Don't mill Sludge and don't mill Arcanist. But if I mill Furnace Fuel, oh my god. I didn't have a good card to throw away. Maybe the best card to throw away was Arcanist? Yeah, dude, that Reno turn was perfect. If I didn't have to worry about Reno, I could have killed him. That Reno actually, like, stalled just enough. I mean, and he also got the hero power in order to gain more armor. Dude, come on. Okay, he's got a minion on the field. Snapshot? I don't know what he snapshotted. He's gonna, dude, he's just gonna ping the minion. Oh my fucking Gallon! He's actually playing around me so fucking perfectly. Dude. All right, guys, it's confirmed. Blizzard's not gonna nerf this deck. Blizzard's never gonna nerf this deck because Gallon's never lost to it. Oh my god, why does it have to be this awkward? I hate chaotic consumption. I got rid of all the cards that couldn't dude! I hate this deck. I hate playing it and I hate playing against it. This isn't a combo deck that makes me feel like I'm outplaying my opponent.
Glorious and terrible.
He literally doesn't need to play a minion. He just needs to sit there and wait. And I know that he knows. I quite literally do not have a card that I can play that would kill the slime except for this. This is actually terrible, dude. Wait a minute.
Deck is nigh. My deck is barren.
Gifts of the arcane surge within me.
It's not gonna be enough. Oh, I missed one. It's not gonna be enough damage. And also, animations are literally gonna take forever. Dude, I got fucking destroyed. I got completely and utterly dismantled. Because there's no way that this is gonna survive. Yeah, I got completely and utterly dismantled, dude. This is exactly why I don't like playing this deck. If Thaddius survives, maybe I have a chance. Maybe. But he's just gonna shoot the freaking 2-2. There's no way that I make it out of this. Yeah, it's over. Dude. How to get completely shat on for playing Thaddius. Thaddius becomes even next turn. It should have survived for 2 turns. It was never going to survive even 1 turn. All right. It was never going to survive 2 turns. Furnace fuel, okay. I hate that this is like the closest deck that we've had to D6 Warlock, and this is everything that wasn't fun about playing D6 Warlock. I like legitimately miss playing that deck. But this is nowhere near as much fun as a D6 was. Okay. I don't think we waste Hellfire on that. Spiritbomb can knock this out. D6 refers to Demon 6. It was when Stealer of Souls and Dark Glare were unnerfed, and they were like the best cards in the game by far. The whole point of the deck was to play Quest Warlock. You played Quest Warlock, there was a reward where your opponent would take your fatigue, and there was like a combo that you could do on like turn 5, turn 6, extremely consistently that would win the game. It was a really goofy deck. I feel like this has to be Hellfire, but I don't want a Hellfire. Yeah, it was Stormwind bullshit. It's part of the reason why a lot of people don't like Stormwind. Is it ever just Sludge? Playing Sludge early is kind of bad for hand space, but I don't want to waste Hellfire. I'm not wasting this. I guess I'm just going to play Sludge. This feels wrong. I feel like I'm not supposed to do this. But if I get another one of these, I think it's fine. Stormwind gave us Overdraft, so I can't hate it. Stormwind just seems like a terrible time. Here's the thing about Stormwind. It is the most divisive expansion. You either have the most fun playing Stormwind, or you hated it. There was no in between. There was no, oh, I'm okay with this. The meta was mid, in my opinion. No, you either loved it or you hated it. There's no in between. And a lot of people don't like the idea of a turn 6 meta being common. So that's why there's so much hate against it in particular. I think it's a little bit unwarranted, in all honesty, because I don't mind the idea of quests, but so many people say it's like their least favorite thing about the game. Also, holy shit, I could probably do this on turn 6. I have this to deal with this. We got 2 of these at the bottom of the deck, so I can just pick the bottom card and let these run amok. I think we're just chilling. Like, I could play this, but why would I? I'll probably need to throw out a card. But as of right now, I want all of these cards. I might just throw away the Hellfire. Excavate is just a fun mechanic, and I like it. It's a really fun mechanic. Quick Draw, maybe not so powerful, but Excavate feels really fun. It's actually kind of weird that we got 2 keywords this expansion. We usually don't get 2. What? Dude, no. Give me the harp. I feel like excavation sort of failed. I definitely don't agree with that. How is it failing? I really need the harp. Oh my, I am actually going to lose the Blingtron. I am actually going to lose the Blingtron. 6, 10, 13. Dude, no way. Actually, no way. I have to do this in order to not get killed by this. Based way to lose? I mean, yes and no. Turn 4. Please don't win the game. When I finally have, like, the way of doing this by turn 6. I think I'm fine. The only new cards they really added was Miracle Salesman. Statistically worse than pre-excavate Rainbow Mage. That's in Mage, though. What about Rogue? What about... Are you serious? Are you serious? You're serious. Okay, fantastic. Great to know. Great to fucking know that this guy's serious. This is why I don't play this deck. I barely see Cult Neophyte all day, and as soon as I start playing this, Lamau Cult Neophyte, get fucked, nerd. And I don't have the harp. I can't harp this gamer. Got fucking destroyed by someone just net decking Bunny Hopper. Kalon, the only option I can go for. And even then, he would just need... Yep, there's no fucking way. This is why I despise this deck, dude. It just literally feels like I'm donating MMR. But every time I go up against it, turn 6 OTK. Warriors got good excavate cards. And we also haven't gotten the mini set yet. Like, I think it's unfair to say that excavate is performing badly. Because Rainbow Mage and Excavate Mage are 2 different decks that have similar win conditions. Excavate Mage, you have more ways of being able to interact with your opponent because of the random secrets. And the 1-mana Titans are actually really freaking good. Excavate Treasures themselves are fine. There's also that. The treasures are fantastic. Yo, Grande coming in with a follow. Good to see you, man. Welcome, welcome. Warrior not effective like the other ones. I mean, not as effective, but it's still something you can do. Like, Excavate Warrior is seeing play. What makes a deck rainbow? Okay, so the reason why it's called Rainbow Mage is because you're trying to play all of the spell schools. It's just called Rainbow Mage because you're playing all the spell schools. So every spell school under the rainbow. It's just shorthand to Rainbow Mage. But there's also Rainbow DK, which plays all of the different runes. So Frost, Blood, and Unholy in the same deck. Mage is effectively dead, yes. Mage is very much effectively dead right now. The snake nerf was too harsh. The issue with the snake is that it was uninteractive. It was so uninteractive. Playing 3 snakes should not automatically win the game, and they made it to where you have to play 5 now. Rainbow DK is like traffic lightish DK. That's kind of funny. All right, well, tap. I could coin Talon, but I'd have to throw away this. Or throw away this. Last time I threw away this, I wasn't very happy about it. I think it's just play Glacial Shard and wait. Not take so much damage. We're actually doing fine right now. Runic Adornment for Perjury? Wait, no! No!
Monsters beneath you.
Oh my god, no. Please be explosive.
Not what we stood for.
Why? Why do I play this deck? Why do I play this deck and my opponents always have the counters? Now I have to naturally draw the Thaddius, and he's got fucking Neophytes. Of course. I literally needed 2 wins with this deck. And that's way too much to ask when it comes to this list being consistent. I'm going to shit on this deck in my deck guide of it. I'm actually going to actively shit on this deck. I agree this deck sucks. Here's the thing. This deck sucks, ... when you start to play it. Whenever your opponent plays it, they have the fucking nuts. It's just so fucking frustrating. I have to Finley. Please just give me everything. Please just give me everything. We have the other slime, but we still haven't gotten Thaddius. This hand is technically worse. I hate playing against it and playing it. Dude, I agree. I don't like playing this deck, and I even hate playing it I hate playing against it even more.
Muzzle their magic.
It's fine, I don't even have the combo.
A tactical error.
No gems escape from drilling the game.
I'm just gonna go back in the old VOD and just pull some clips from that. Who cares what the secret is? It doesn't matter. He has Cult Neophyte again. That's what matters. Who cares what the secret is? It's not impacting the game right now. I hate this deck. I actually hate this deck. It sucks to play against, and it even sucks harder to play. This deck isn't gonna get nerfed because it's not a problem. I found a really good Maiev comp that I have been spamming in ranked. And I actually almost got to 3K with Maiev. I played a little bit of Rumble when I was on vacation. I played a lot more Rumble than I did Hearthstone. And I'm gonna be doing a lot more with Rumble when the new year comes. So I'm looking forward to it. I think I finally figured out the kind of content that I want to make with it. Because, like, I'm pretty much gonna be doing exactly what I do with Hearthstone, but for Rumble. But I want to make some more fun ideas. I might have some ideas for creator collabs. Like time attacks and stuff like that. That seems like a really fun idea to me. Like trying to like race my opponent down. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. Oh, dude. This has got to be like the worst matchup, right? Plagues. Dude, I don't know about this deck, dude. I really don't know about this deck. I'm about to go 1-4 with Thaddius Warlock. How is this deck nuts, guys? How is this deck the nuts? Am I getting baited? Do I have all the cards? I pretty much have all the cards that matter. Like, I'm missing a couple of legendaries, but they're legendaries that don't see a lot of play. But if they do end up seeing play, then I will find a way to craft them. This guy's just going all in. This is a pretty cool skin. All right, so I can heal 2. No, I'm sorry, heal 4. Technically heal 6, actually. So do this, do that. Probably should have played the tour guide first, but I like the idea of trying to get the plagues out of my deck if he does have Hell Yeah going into his next turn. Looks like I don't have to worry about that. I was stupid enough to buy all the starter packs also for standard. Wait, what exactly are the starter packs? What is included? Wait a minute, he gave me a card. I might be able to mill something here. I don't want to mill anything. Don't mill a draw card. That, dude, can you just not? Like, seriously? Can you just stop being that guy? Okay, fracking. I really needed that. I really needed that. Okay, well, I still have a pretty good next turn coming up here. It's just whether or not I have the gas in order to deal the turn 6 OTK. Oh, you just play standard? 210 packs and like 14 legendary? That's pretty good, man. That's pretty decent. All right. Yo, what's going on, Krampus? Yo, I bet this is the best time of year for you, dude. Hope you're having a good one. Merry Christmas to you, mate. All right, so this has to be lethal, right? Boop, boop. So start off with this. We got the Unholy Plague, which means he's got minions for me to actually trade into. That's really good. So we'll get rid of the Chaotic Consumption. I will play this and this. We'll hit this here, hit this here. I think I'm starting to see the lines on this deck. This goes here. I need to play this first because I can't target.
Gifts of the arcane surge within me.
Oh my lord. Oh my lord. I keep like going back and forth between saying this deck is garbage, this deck is good, this deck is garbage, this deck is good. Maybe I'm just getting unlucky with my matchups. I don't know, because I could have played like fracking for even more damage. Yeah, he's Omega dead. I'm still getting used to the thresholds.